Hello again, I'm Rodney Reynolds from 3dgameman.com and welcome to another video review. Today I'm looking at the Cubitek XL-Tank Case. So this is an all aluminum full tower case. As you can see, the box is not much to look at, but it's what's inside that counts. Picture of a huge tank here on the front. All kinds of other features and specifications about the product, including pictures at the back. Now, this is a large case, but it's not a heavy case, despite the size of it, but still I'm going to open this from the bottom. Then I can just kind of slip the box off. It makes it a little bit easier. Your typical case packaging material, styrofoam on either end. The case itself is in a plastic bag. Now let me remove the styrofoam in the bag. We'll have a closer look at this case. Now this is an all aluminum full tower case. Very impressive looks and styling. The overall build quality on this is exceptional as well. Rounded corners here at the top. It has this very simple, plain, but elegant, stylish appearance to it. I like it a lot. At the top there's lots of ventilation, and they include two 140mm exhaust fans. Also at the top is an external serial ATA or eSATA port, two USB 3 ports, microphone and headphone jack, as well as a fantastic power button and reset button. At the front there are four 5¼ drive bays, and this one doubles as a 3.5" drive bay. More ventilation here at the front, and this is for the included 230mm intake fan. They include a removable dust filter for this front 230mm intake fan. Remember, it is important if you're getting a case to have filters on all the intake fans. If a case does not come with them, then you need to actually get them because it keeps the dust out of the case. The left and right side panels are plain, so no ventilation, no windows or fans. At the back of the case, at the very top, they include a 140mm exhaust fan. Here's where the motherboard's I/O shield plate gets installed. Extra ventilation here. Also, they include 8 ventilated expansion slots. Rubber grommeted holes here for either routing cables and or water cooling tubes through. At the bottom is where a standard ATX power supply gets installed, and they do include a plate here, so you can install the power supply on the plate and then slip the whole thing in. That's quite nice. Also, they include 4 thumb screws, 2 on each side panel. And the left side panel can be secured with an optional lock. As well, they have these pull tabs on either side panel. Just makes it a little bit easier to remove the panel and install the panel. Inside the case, there's a box. And in this box, there's all kinds of accessories, including a user's manual, things like power cables for the fans, a speaker, screws for mounting the drives, and so on and so forth. This case fits all kinds of form factor motherboards, almost too many to mention, so I will list them on the screen. Note that the inside of the case is not black. Don't panic, because remember, the side panels, well, they're plain. You can't see inside of the case, so that's not a big deal. Note though, the cable management holes on the motherboard tray. There's tons of them. There's also plenty of space behind the motherboard tray and the right side panel. As well, a huge hole on the motherboard tray for the cooler's retention plate. Now, as I mentioned before, you can install up to 4 5¼ drive bays, but you can also install up to 6 3.5" and 2 2.5" drive bays in this removable drive bay cage. Note that they have thumb screws on the expansion slots and rubber rests for the power supply to lodge on. Now, if you're wondering what this thing is, it's a VGA bar. It just keeps the video cards stable, and that's important considering that you can fit up to 4 video cards in this case. Remember, this case has 8 expansion slots. Now, the video card length is 311mm. The cooler height is 190, and the maximum power supply length is 220 millimeters. At the bottom are 4 beautiful audio-video style feet rubber on each. Also, there's this compartment which can be removed. And remember, they do include a dust filter for this. This is important because the power supply is down here, and the power supply's fan will intake cool air through this. Now, just to recap, there's one red 230 millimeter fan that intakes cool air at the front of the case. There's two red LED 140 millimeter fans which exhaust warm air at the top of the case, and one 140 millimeter fan at the back of the case exhausting warm air as well. Now, have a listen to the stock cooling. Now, if I personally was in the market for a case, it would really have to be all aluminum. I love aluminum cases because they are cool and light. This thing might be large, but it is extremely lightweight. That's a big, big plus. Now, a lot of other pluses include plenty of fans, lots of drive bays, cable management holes, hole in the motherboard tray for the cooler retention plate. It goes on and on. This case pretty much has everything that you should be looking for in a full-size tower case. However, it does not come with a removable motherboard tray, and the interior is not black. So how do I rate this case? This is undoubtedly a kick-ass product, but it borderlines between a kick-ass product and a 100% kick-ass product. And I'm going to give it a 100% kick-ass product rating because it is affordable. If you are actually in the market for a case, an all-aluminum case that has all the features this thing does, you can't go wrong. Until next time, take care.